Hi, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Made by Marymount, the official Marymount Athletics podcast. Today, I sit down with two of my teammates from the women's swim team, Alex Pette and Lillian Crawley. Today, Alex and Lillian and I talk about our last day of our Atlantic East Conference Championship run, their goals for the upcoming season, and what the two special songs were that got them through conference last year. With that, let's talk to Alex and Lillian. Hi, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Made by Marymount, the official Marymount Athletics podcast. Today, I am joined by two very special guests, my own teammates, Alex Pette and Lillian Crawley. How are you guys doing today?
Good. How are you? Terrific. We're a little tired.
Yeah, I feel like you just came from the pool. Am I correct?
Double. Yep.
Second double of the year.
Yeah.
Gotta love it.
So many more down to go.
You know, if you gotta take it one day at a time.
Yeah, that's how you have to look at it because that's the mindset. It's rough. It's rough out there. It's one day at a time.
I like your rings though.
I like yours.
Yeah, so let's talk about how we got these rings, shall we? Let's talk last year's conference run for us, because what a weekend Atlantic East Conference was for us back in February, all the way from Thursday to that Sunday night where, you know, all of our hard work, you know, came together. Let's talk about it. Kind of talk about what it was like going into your first college conference meet.
Okay, so Thursday night, you know, it's the first night, all feeling good. Like I just had like the feel good jitters. The first two relays right off the back. Definitely a power struggle, you could say. We won the 200 medley, and then St. Mary's won the 800 free. So we were definitely on our toes right at the beginning.
Yeah, I mean, as we talked many, many times before about that whole weekend, from the beginning, we knew it was going to be a dogfight till the end. And I think that set the tone for the whole weekend for us as a whole.
Yeah, I didn't hit the water till Saturday.
Which was very special because most of us, for those that don't know, will swim one event each day. Yeah. And Alex,
I had a double.
You did a double. You did a double on Saturday, yes, which was different. Mm-hmm. So talk a little bit about that. So you watched Thursday and Friday without getting in the water. And that was three sessions that you watched before even getting in the pool that weekend.
Yeah, so I had to try to get myself in the mindset of like, all right, let's like not get too excited because I'm watching everyone swim their races and I'm like, this is so exciting. Like, I love this. And I couldn't touch water until Saturday. I was able to warm up and warm down, but I wasn't able to race. So then when I got in the water on Saturday, I was like extremely nervous. And I was like, okay, like we're going to do this. So I had my double that day, which was 100 back, 100 fly. Ended up like doing really well, and it kind of set the tone for me on Sunday, which was like my big race, which was the 200 back, and I knew that we needed to go 1, 2, 3 in that to kind of continue.
Which you guys did. You did go 1, 2, 3, which was huge for us. Very I think big, yeah. Lil and I were on the sidelines there watching that one on the side of the pool deck, and I think watching you guys go 1, 2, 3 was like a very special moment. Yeah. And Lil too, you swam an event that you had not like swam all year. You swam the 500 that Friday, which was something that you weren't normally used to doing. So you did a brand new event essentially that weekend that was like making you kind of anxious, right?
So Chris entered me in the 200 IM and the 500 free. And he said, whatever one you feel more comfortable doing, where you feel like you're going to score the most points. So I was like, Chris, scratch me out of the 200 IM. Like I'm swimming this 500. I got little amount of what's the word I'm looking for?
Training.
Yes, thank you. A little training on the 500, but you know, I ended up pulling through, placing that gold medal right on top.
Right, which was special because both of you took home some gold medals that weekend, which is really special your freshman year. Not many can say that they've done that. So not to mention the gold, you took home a pretty nice trophy that all of us got to take home. So let's talk Sunday, because Sunday I think lives in my brain rent-free nowadays. It's my Roman Empire, if you will. We went into Sunday night and we knew kind of everything was on the line.
Yeah.
And we were right there with St. Mary's the whole weekend. How are you guys feeling in that moment? Because you both had races to swim. Everybody had a job to do in that moment. Let's talk Sunday night.
All right. So previously Saturday night, we had our little girls ritual that we did that really helped us like bond together. And so setting the stage, on Sunday evening, we had that huddle again. We just really like held each other. It was like, we got this. We're going to do it. We're going to pull through. We've been fighting. Let's not come in second after this long, hard battle that we've had. And I think that just really helped us pull through.
I remember the huddle on Sunday, like I can literally like imagine it right now. And I think that was super, super special. We were all crying. Like
I'm like actually like blinking a lot right now, trying not to like get all teary-eyed thinking about it.
Yeah, we were crying and we were all just trying to like lift each other up. And the whole weekend, our saying was like, don't get comfortable, because we couldn't be comfortable in the sense like we were like tied with them the whole weekend. There was no point in the meet where we're ahead of them. So we're not comfortable, which is like a hard thing to go into on the last day. It's like either one can take it at this point. So I think that huddle really just like got everyone going.
I think it was kind of a turning point in the night, because I think we had a huddle with Chris, then we had one with Chris and Emily, and then it was just us. And I think being able to be all together for that time was really important. And I think you make a good point. Like we have an annual like girls team little meeting that Saturday night, or previous before conference like gets really started. But it's a moment for all of us to be together and recognize all the hard work that we've done. And I think it's important too to note how small of a team we were.
Yeah.
We were 12 girls when we won that conference championship, which is
unheard of.
That's crazy to think about. And so we have our huddle, right? And then we're going through the whole weekend. We're on, Sunday, we have our huddle, and then we do some math. I think you ladies know where I'm going with this. Yeah. We do some math and we realize where we are at this point, in the race. And we pull all of us together one last time before the last relay of the weekend. Oh, I'm getting chills. And there was one rule that we had. Does anybody remember what the rule was for that relay?
Don't false start.
Don't DQ. We knew that as long as we did not disqualify in that relay, that we would be okay.
Right.
Lil, you were in that relay. How are you feeling?
That was a tiring relay, honestly. It's the very last event of the meet. Everybody's pooped, and it's just like, we're ready to go home. But it's like, you got that one more ounce of adrenaline to where it's like, okay, let's do it. We've got this. And so just seeing the fact that everybody they left one piece of themselves in the pool. And that's something that I always think about, is just like, before my race, how much can I leave of myself in this pool and really prove myself? And so everybody on that team, on that relay, proved themselves that night. And it really was just something that was, like, I'm shaking just thinking about it. Like, oh my gosh, we all huddled and we were crying afterwards. And it was Ari's last event of her senior year. We were just like, oh my gosh, we did it. We did that thing. We won conference for the second time in a row. So it was just really fun to be a part of.
And the other team didn't think that we had it.
And that was something that was really cool, really weird for us to experience, because we were like,
they were celebrating.
We were celebrating.
Yeah.
It was like, who won? Yeah. I mean, like, I think we were like, because we were so we were like, wait, mathematically, we have this in the bag right now.
The whole weekend, like, people were in the
Shout out Delaney Carey for the constant math that she did the entire weekend.
The whole weekend.
Broke down every single event.
Yeah,
everybody's biting their nails. We're like, oh,
we knew, but the announcer too was like, if St. Mary's wins this relay, they win the meet. And we were like, what? And then they won.
Some news.
And I was like, oh.
So looking back on that weekend, through all of your races, through all of, the celebrating all the way, bus ride, getting your hats, getting the trophy, getting medals. Think
Pizza
back on
at the end.
Weekend. Pizza at the end, that is correct. We got away from the Olive Garden, but
the whole...
What was your favorite part of that whole weekend? That was your first one, so you've got 3 more to go. And they're all special in their own way. I mean, I remember something different about each of my conference meets. Obviously, they're all different. It's a different year. But something about each year sticks out to me. What was the one thing, obviously winning, but the one thing that's going to stick out to you probably for the rest of your life about last year's conference?
On my high school team, I was on the state team a couple amount of times. And we were all very cliquey. Like, everybody had their own little group. So what was really special for me is that our team came together as a whole, and we all celebrated together as a whole. There wasn't like specific groups throughout that weekend, we were all celebrating together. So I just really like the idea of the fact that we're one all together. And that's just something that's really special to me.
I agree. I think that the way we all lifted each other up the whole weekend and just, we came together, really, we did. And we were able to do it, which was pretty special, I think.
And honestly, I think it's kind of unique for swimming because when we practice, we're all swimming against each other.
Yes.
So the fact that we're able to put that aside and see that in order to win, we have to be a team, it's very unique.
Right. In a sense, like, I think I remember Trevor saying this last year when I talked to him on the pod. You almost want your teammates to beat you in a meet. You know, you don't, because you want yourself to be successful. But at the same time, if your teammate's beating you, then that means you're getting more points for your team, which in turn, at the end of the day, is what you're looking for. Yeah. So it's so interesting. That's a good point that you bring up. I mean, we're in practice every single day. What's something that Chris always tells us? Race your partner. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Race your partner. And that's what we're taught to do. That's how we're trained. But we come into a meet and, you know, you're lined up. If I'm next to Alex, I'm like, hey, you know, like, go get it. I want her to succeed just as much as I want myself to succeed, which I think is really special with swimming.
Yeah, because when we're racing at a meet, it's like, okay, like, if you win or if I win,
I don't care.
Good luck. As long as
I was like,
points, like,
somebody, just one of us has got to win. And at the end of the day, it's like, that's what we want. That's what we're looking for. Yeah. So obviously now you guys know what winning looks like, and it's a pretty good feeling. And now here we are. It's Wednesday, 3 days in to our season, and we've looked at it, and you know, we've made some commitments to ourselves and the women's team as a whole this season. Kind of let's talk about how we're going to attack this season. Obviously, you know, there's still a lot of unknowns about what other teams are looking like right now because we are so early on at this point. But you know, like, what are you guys looking for in your teammates this year?
Well, you know, I'm looking to improve my times personally. And then I'm also looking to see, like, you guys just doing your best as well. I want everybody to succeed this year. I don't want anybody to feel like they're less or more. I just want everybody to feel comfortable with the team and being able to prove their point as well.
Yeah, and I think it comes down to the amount of work we put in to the end of the season. And just everyone needs to remember that. We've talked about it with the girls. Everyone needs to remember that we're doing this for a reason. And like, now that you have this feeling of winning conference, it is easier.
Yeah, and it's something that you want to experience again. I mean, I won my sophomore year. How old am I? My sophomore year, and then winning my junior year. I obviously am looking for a three-peat my senior year. Obviously, everybody's looking for a three-peat. You guys are looking for going back-to-back for your first year. You know, everybody wants to win again. I think that's the big thing that we want to emphasize this year is it can happen again. We just have to make it happen again.
Yes. And it comes down, like I said, the work. Like, we're here twice a day, sometimes more if we're doing lift, whatever. And it's hard. It's mentally draining, but like, I don't know, you have to remind yourself, like, you're doing it to get better. And it all comes down to like
holding yourself down.
Yeah. Just showing up, literally showing up. That's part of the hard part.
Yeah.
It's 90% right there.
90% is showing up.
Okay, inspirational.
Just get here in the pool.
Yeah, I mean, and I think that's something that we kind of struggle with is just like, once you get there, you're okay. You just got to get there. And our season it's very long. I mean, we're kicking it now until February. And that's a long time to be doing, you know, what we're doing. It gets cold here soon, and then it's dark and we're walking to practice and you're dragging your feet a little bit and just got to get there. That's the biggest part. Once you get there, you're going to put the work in. Chris is going to make sure you put that work in. So, I mean, showing up. I think that's a big part of, you know, an emphasis on what we believe into as a team. And I can speak on the men's team for that. It's like a big part for swimming, Marymount swimming as a whole, is show up for your teammates.
Yeah.
So we're going to touch on a little fun topic that I like. We're going to talk about Florida last year because we got the privilege of rooming together for a week, the three of us. Got to hang out in Florida. Talk about training trip with me. That was an experience in itself. It's so much fun. We love training trip. Everybody knows it. But man, is it a week. Oh, yeah. Tell me a little bit about your first collegiate training trip.
Okay, so it kind of just reminded me of club practice. I definitely do not miss long course. That's for sure. But, you know, I had fun. Like, it was fun hanging out with you guys in the hot tub afterwards and just honestly, my favorite part was probably building the sandcastles.
So, yeah, because we have our annual sand building competition. My team won, just saying.
Yes,
I didn't get any points.
My team got second and third.
Mine got fourth.
I don't even know how it was
There was
possible
no
because there were
fourth
3
team.
teams and you got fourth. That was just kind of crazy.
So shout out to my team. Like, we made that Pentagon Pompeii cross.
And right there, that is a good part of it. Granted, that trip is so draining. It's so hard. But moments like that make it so fun, make it so worth it. And that's a reason that we love Florida. Like, it's so, you're like, oh, here comes training trip.
rough.
But at the end of the day, it's one of the like most fun parts of our season.
Yeah, I think it was one of the most enjoyable moments of my season last year. And just like getting up, it's hard. Even Florida's cold at that time of the year. Like, it's cold. But when the guys would walk out in their robes.
Oh my gosh, yeah, because they took the hotel robes. I forgot about that.
I was sitting so there. He's like sun tanning. He's like, all right, guys, are you ready to swim? He's sitting here and
Everybody's skin's like peeling from the chlorine. We're like, yeah, we're getting
like,
in.
Logan always said, like, it made it better because there's
Palm trees.
And I always thought that during the sets, like, they're hard. And you're like, I can't do this right now. But you look up and you see palm trees. I could
Makes it a little bit better.
It does.
a.m. and the sun is shining.
Yeah, it makes it better,
I
honestly.
miss the vitamin D.
Yeah.
Do you guys remember when we came back from, we had practice and then dinner, and we came back to our room.
Oh, I know where you're
And we thought there was like a ghost in our room because I don't remember how this happened.
broke into our room.
Nobody broke into our room, but the shower was running. I don't remember how. And I remember we called the men's team.
Sliding door was wide open. And there's a
We
person,
called
like,
the men's
flying
team who were down in the hot tub at the time. And we were like, guys, like somebody broke into our room. And all I remember is I held my hotel key out like this. And I remember they ran by, like every single one of them, every last one of the men's team comes running by, busting into the room. Not a soul was in that room.
We were sitting in the hallway. I like tried to open the door and I was like, guys, the lights on, the shower's on, like someone's in our bathroom showering.
something out of Scooby-Doo.
It was so funny. We still don't know what happened because we did not leave the shower on or the light on. Or the door open. So we don't really know what happened.
Room might have been haunted, but we made it alive. It was okay. But that's like a core memory from Florida last year. The boys running through the hallway. I just held my key out just like this.
Hitchhike.
Yes. I remember calling. I was like, guys, somebody has to come open the door. I was just like crying. There was like nobody in the room.
We were so scared. We were like, we don't want to sleep here tonight.
And you were like, what's going on? Wait, what?
Not a soul in the room. Well, what can you do? We're just girls.
Yeah, I'm just a girl.
So you're going into your sophomore year now. You know, how are we feeling about this year? Like we're a bit smaller this year than we were last year, but we've, as we talked a couple minutes ago, we're very much prepared for this year. I think we're ready. How are you guys like feeling going into year 2?
Well, currently I'm very sore. Everything about my legs just hurt. They hurt so bad. But I think our girls team motto right now is small but mighty. Just because, we're still here and we're kicking it and we're doing our stuff. And I'm excited. I'm excited to see how everybody does. Like, everybody's going to have their own little spotlight because since we're so small, everybody has like their each own stroke. And so everybody just has their moment to shine.
I honestly think we're all putting in the work right now. I will say that 100% seeing everyone at practice right now, like we're kicking it right now. Like we're putting in the work as much as it hurts. I would say it hurts because I almost cried this morning, but yesterday we're doing it and we get through it, and it's just part of the sport that you have to do.
And it is part of the sport. And I think that's something that makes our sport so special is how, you overcome these hard moments like this, because there's something that we want again, but we know what it takes to get there. Yeah. So it's just keeping that in mind at the end of the day.
Right. And adding on to that, when we're swimming, it's just us. Like, we're alone in our heads. We're staring at a black line.
I'm singing. What am I singing? Rocket Man by Elton John.
Oh,
On bad days, This was me last year. Bad days, I would sing Rocket Man by Elton John in my head. And for some reason, it got me through the practice. I don't know why it was that song, but one day...
hey, whatever works.
It just came in my head. And I got
interesting. I might have to try that.
There's going to be a new song this year. I don't know what it is yet.
She'll check back in.
And so it's like when we're swimming our lengths, we're just alone by ourselves. And then as soon as we pop up on the wall for that 5 seconds of rest, there's Kara. Good job. Like, come on, we got it. Like giving us high fives, hyping us up. And she has all this positive energy. And I'm just like, Kara, kudos to you because...
I'm on the wall.
It's a little hard right now.
I'm on the wall, like crying. Kara's like, come on, you got this.
I'm like gasping for air, like saving my voice so I can just breathe. And she's talking it through. And I'm like, I don't know how you're surviving.
I'm trying to save up air to get under the bridge.
Oh my gosh, the bridges. All right. My last question for the both of you today. Mm-hmm. I know for a fact you both had some special songs that got you through conference last year. And you both use them as your walk-ups because with swimming, for those of you that don't know, watching at home, those of you that are seated first in your event choose a walkout song for your entire heat for that top qualifying time, which you two both had the luxury of doing. Mm-hmm. Care to share what they were?
So mine was Fight Night by Migos.
Because really gets them going.
Yes, because honestly, my 200 free was a fight. It was. Prelims... the girl next to me, Anna Kidd, she really was right next to me the entire time. I think we were like a second apart, and I ended up pulling through for prelims, so I was able to get that Fight Night song. And so hearing it play at finals, I was just like, oh man, like here we go. This is it. It was getting me hype, and I want to say like I got in her head, but honestly, I don't think so. But it just...
No, you did.
Feeding into my delusions. So it just got me really hype, and it was fun, and all the guys were like, oh, that was such a fire walkout song after my race.
Thanks, guys.
It was just like really nice to celebrate.
All right, Miss Girl, what was yours? Well, I know what it was, but...
Mine was Gasolina
by Daddy Yankee.
Daddy Yankee.
It cooked.
Yeah, it was good. I was planning it for a while.
Alex was planning this for a while. We would sit in the rally. We would sit in the rally dorm and like fly through songs to like figure out what Alex was gonna pick.
Yeah, and I didn't know like that I was gonna go in like first in the finals, so it was always just like hypothetical. And like for a while, I was gonna do Nicki Minaj because like my thing last year was like Nicki Minaj. Like yeah, I was gonna do Roman's Revenge, whatever. And then I was like, guys, you know what? I gotta do Gasolina. Like that's my song.
And it cooked. It did cook when you walked.
It was good. It was a good one. And it got me so hyped for that. I was like, this is so good.
Now I hope you two know that every time I hear those songs, I do think about the both of you. And I think about that moment because I got to watch you guys do something pretty cool. So it was really special. So now I feel like I hear Gasolina all the time because it's on the Capital One Park playlist, actually over there in Tyson's where I worked this summer. So now I think about you often, Alex. You're like always on my mind. Fight Night, it's always like a weekend like song that I hear. So yeah, well, Lillian, you're on my mind all the time. So
we'll see if we get them this year. Different walk-ups.
You gotta come back.
I think I might keep the streak going. You know,
do we have to do it?
Yeah. Why take it away if it works?
You can't go wrong with Migos.
Amen. Yeah,
I know mine for this year. No, I'm kidding.
She'll check back in. She'll start thinking about it in like 2 days. So
yeah, guys, almost
that'd be pretty. At the end of the week, you know.
Yeah, it's that time.
All right, girls. Well, obviously, you know I love talking to you. Two are both very near and dear to my heart. We've spent a lot of time together and we'll continue to spend a lot of time together this year. You two are very special to me, so I loved getting you on here today, getting to talk about a moment that is so special to us. I think that is something that we'll never forget. But yeah, thanks for joining me today. I'll see you guys in the morning.
Thanks for having
Thank
us.
you.
See you bright and early.
Bye, guys.
Toodles.